Welcome to The Starting Line, a look at select bills introduced during the 90th legislative session. Saving money for a comfortable retirement can be a challenge. Representative Jamie Becker-Finn sponsors House File 2570, a bill that would establish the Minnesota Secure Choice Retirement Program. The proposal aims to create a state-sponsored retirement savings program for privately employed workers who may not have access to a retirement plan through their workplace. The freshman DFLer from Roseville told us why she decided to sponsor this bill.
So the problem is that, the problem that we're trying to solve, everyone always asks, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, is that when they do ARP and other groups, when they do research, they found out that over half of Minnesotans don't feel like they're saving enough for retirement. And it's something that people worry about on a regular basis, but it's also something that I think the system's quite intimidating to a lot of folks. And so, it kind of is one of those things that people think about a lot, but don't actually know how to do anything about it. And so the problem we're trying to solve is to set up a system by which small employers and nonprofits and the kind of businesses that don't currently already have employment retirement set up, that they could do it. We would make it easy so they could take part in the state program. It actually creates two different options. So option number one is an individual retirement account. They're, with the acronyms, as with many things, the IRAP program would be similar to an IRA. And that would be a program that would be something that could be set up by employers that currently don't offer any kind of retirement plan. And the employer would not be required to put any money into it. It's basically a pre-set up IRA for folks that currently don't have anything. And then the second plan is referred to the multiple employer retirement plan, which is the MERP plan. And that would be for employers who choose to contribute to their employer's retirement savings.
How would the state work with private employers to implement this plan?
The idea, and a lot of this has to do with research we found about small businesses. And so what it would require on the employer's end is that they would basically have to do set up through their HR, the same way that taxes and other automatic things are set up. So they would have to do a little bit of work there to get it set up, so when they have employees come on, that they also get enrolled in this retirement savings program. But it doesn't require, employers can choose which one of those options I talked about. So if they're not able to contribute additional money towards the savings, at a minimum, what they could do is choose to do this plan where it at least allows their employees to easily make the contributions, pre-tax, the same way, we pay for lots of other things.
Is the lack of retirement planning a problem for many Minnesotans?
We actually, ARP did some pretty good studies, making a lot of phone calls strictly about Minnesotans, and they learned, and anecdotally, I think most of us know this. I know for myself, I worry about what my husband and I are saving for retirement, and so a lot of folks either aren't saving enough, or they don't know how, or it seems really far away, but retirement's one of those things that, as we know, the earlier you start, that compounds, and the more powerful it can be to start saving earlier. And another piece of this too is the reason we think it's appropriate that the state would be involved with this is that ultimately, if people don't have enough saved for retirement, when they get to be older, it's the state that's going to be paying for all those things, and those safety net programs that are going to have to pay for all these things as folks don't have enough to get by.
Why is this an important bill for you to sponsor?
It was one of those bills that wasn't entirely, wasn't my idea initially, but I was approached about it, and as it turned out, I was the perfect person to come talk to about it. Because as I mentioned, so my husband, he works in the mental health field, which means over the last 10 years or so, he's worked at 5 or 6 different nonprofits or small employers, and most of those have not offered retirement. And every single year, and it's funny too that we're having all this discussion now around tax time. Every year when we sit down and go through our finances and do our taxes, we say to ourselves, oh, we should really get an IRA or something set up for you. And every year we don't follow through because it's, you know, we might spend one evening Googling things and looking things up, and it's overwhelming. There's a lot of choices, and the result is that we end up doing nothing. And so I have a really, you know, personal connection to this issue. And I think that I'm like a lot of Minnesotans. We have student loan debt, and we have kids in daycare, and we put our kids and paying off our debt above saving for our retirement. But, you know, it is something that I think myself and a lot of folks like me worry about.
Representative Becker-Finn's bill has been referred to the House Government Operations and Elections Policy Committee, where it awaits a hearing. For more information on any of the bills that we feature on the starting line, you can visit the House website, www.house.mn, and choose the bill search and status option to find the bill you're looking for. Thanks for watching The Starting Line.